Hello, this is the Salty Thrifter, and I'm going to show you my everyday carry because thrifting lately has kind of dropped off with the summer slump that we get. Summer slump is when they don't really turn in a whole lot in thrift stores, and just haven't had any good thrift runs lately that are exciting at all. So let me show you what my everyday carry is that you don't really need, but I carry with myself anyway. Let's start this out with the stuff that you actually may use to go thrifting, because you're going to ask, like, do you need this stuff that I have with me? And the answer is no, you don't. Even the stuff that I'm going to show you right now that I'm saying you maybe should have with you, you don't really need. It's just, especially if you don't do electronics drifting like me, because a lot of this has to do with electronics drifting too. But it's fun. You'll like to see it. It's cool stuff. So let me start out with my keychain. This is from Alpaca. Alpaca is not an inexpensive brand. I'll just let you know right now. I got this one on like Christmas. This was one of the things I asked for. But you pull the tab and it unhooks magnetically, hooks back on. So when this is attached to your belt, you can get it off really easy. This in here is one of the things I use the most. I keep it in there because these break really easy. This is a 6-way charger. So you pop it off. That does Apple and the old, people don't realize this. I didn't realize it till one of my bosses told me his did it. This actually snaps into the old USB too, from the phones we had just before USB-C. That's USB-C. Anyone who really knows, it's HDMI micro. Mini was the one before that my kid and I call Batwing. But there's the USB-C, USB-A. So you can basically, change it around by what you want to use. Click this end in, that end. This you will actually use. That's why I'm taking my time on this one. The problem is these break pretty easy. I had one before and it broke right away. I happen to have gotten this on a different Christmas. I mean, a lot of this stuff I got for a Christmas or something to that effect, birthday. And it happened to fit in this holder. I got this stuff off of Amazon, which I'm not going to endorse Amazon, so I'm not really planning on putting links to the stuff from Amazon. If you want to get it, you can. This is one of the most amazing flashlights you can get. These are the coolest thing. They don't cost a whole lot, and it turns on just when you unplug it from there. Charges. This is the USB charger on the back of it, so you could plug it directly in, and it just charges. You get a little red light on here. It's the coolest little flashlight. It puts out enough light that you need for almost any normal situation you're going through or throughout the day. Not like, walking through a forest, but it's fantastic. And these are like, I think right now they go for just under 20 bucks. Maybe like, I think you can get them at like 14 sometimes. It's Olight. It's the Olight Mini. This is Olight Mini 2, I believe. Yeah, Olight Mini 2. Olight, O-L-I-G-H-T, just so you know, because one of the other things I have too is also Olight. Maybe I'll just show you that right now, so I'm not showing it. But it's my wallet, and I keep Olight pen connected to my wallet. I love this pen. It actually does regular pen. It's a flintlock action, or a pencil on the other end. Why do you need a pencil? Well, I used to do at work a bit more of like carpentry type stuff, and you have to make marks of where you're going to cut something, and you want to use pencil so you don't see the mark later. So, and just in general, sometimes you want to use a pencil instead of a pen, so it's not permanent. This is my Nintendo wallet. I picked it up years ago at a Lunchbox, I believe. Yeah. It's just got like a card holder there. Anyway, I love this wallet. It's cool. It's starting to wear right there, but I just think that gives it character. Love it. Carry it every day. Not a big fan of those giant metal wallets they have. They're just too heavy that they see out there now. This is another thing you will use. It's got a razor knife. This one comes incredibly sharp. Sometimes it's nice to have a razor also besides a regular knife. You can obviously see what it is. And then tweezers on the other side. These tweezers work excellent, by the way. I will say if you do buy one of these, make sure that when you bring this back, see how it wasn't really set in that hole? Otherwise, it'll kind of work its way out in your pocket. So it goes and it pops up, and then it's locked in there. If you do that, you're good. Don't forget that. It could ruin a pair of pants. I've almost done it. This is actually a remote control that goes into my phone, so I can control anything that does IR, like, you know, to control TVs and stuff. I do have kind of a hacker type program where I can shut off all the TVs in a room with this. Pretty cool. Really, really cool. So let's move on to what I also carry. Sorry, this thing's swinging, making some noise. This is a buck. I don't mean price-wise, I mean buck. Cool little gentleman's knife. Does not come with this nub on it. I put that nub on it after the one got knocked out after I don't know how many years. I had this for like a knife holder or something or another. This is a Buck Scholar. It might be like a mini Scholar or something. But I like it because this is a knife you can take out when you're out at a dinner with somebody or whatever, and everyone's going to freak out. Got this for a bigger screwdriver. And I bought these mini bits, don't come with it. Keep it in frame there. It actually works really well. You would think, I mean, you see how small it is. It's like the world's smallest socket when it came out, like working. I've used this at work numerous times. It's never failed me. I thought it would break right away when I got it. These are not cheap, just so you know. Again, I got it for like, you know, Christmas or something like that. But comes in a really cool little tin and everything with some attachments. You can put like a little, one of the extenders, like the bit extenders on the end of this to make it like a full handle. And then you can swap it out back and forth for different configurations. I love this thing. It works fantastic. I know 7-Eleven, like the place, but like 711, I think is the name of the company. This is the little screwdriver I carry. I do actually use this to open up battery compartments and stuff when I buy them. Comes with like 4 bits inside of it. They're magnetic. They go into the end there. Or you also have the option of doing one with more torque on the back end. So you have more torque. So if you look that name up, if you want one of these. Again, also not cheap. I think this is the titanium version. But they make a stainless version. I don't really remember the prices. I got this kind of a while ago. Maybe I'll put up some links for some stuff, but I really don't want to put links to Amazon because, you know, they're just not the greatest company right now to deal with. Let's see. This is a pick set. Another thing you don't necessarily want to say on YouTube. I do amateur picking. Like I said, I don't want to, you can figure it out, I think, what it's for. But I actually do it as a hobby. I'm okay at it. like I said, you can't really necessarily say the word without getting. I'm not monetized, so I'm not talking about being demonetized. It just won't show it to a lot of people. Even me talking about it now, it might actually trigger it to do that. But what else do I got in here? I bought these many, many years ago at Dillard's. There's also a magnet, a flat magnet down in there to hold all this stuff in place so it doesn't roll out. This is my nail clippers from years ago. I always love these. You can always like scan that picture. It's like Heckler or something like that, or the brand name. Oh, here we go. Zwilling. Oh, Henkel's. That was it. Zwilling and Henkel's. I don't know that they even sell this one anymore. I bought it so long ago. I know I told someone about it one time and they said they couldn't find one. But if you can find one, I've had this for 15 years and it stayed sharp. This is also for picking for locks that are two-sided, like the ones that have it's like a round wafery lock, you know, like a filing cabinet. That's what I was trying to think of, like a filing cabinet lock. It's got a lot of spring to it. I think that's it for, this is what I carry in my front pocket. Like I said, there's a magnet down in there to hold everything in its place. And this is the wallet that I found not that long back in one of the videos that I showed, the fossil one that I made into this for EDC. I'm sure if you look back, you'll see where I found it in one of the videos. So this video is probably going to be kind of long, so I'll try and edit it down, or, you know, if there's stuff that's just boring, but this is going to take a while by itself. And yes, I carry, oh, that stuff there, besides maybe like, a power bank. There's an Anchor one. This actually magnets on and does, I don't have an iPhone, but I do have the iPhone, the magnetic hookup for my phone for it. I use an Android, but you can use an Android with, unfortunately, their hookup system is much better than ours, and it does actually, better than Android for iPhone, but and this will actually magnet and sit on there and wireless charge. Doesn't charge as fast wireless. This one isn't really ideal. I have another one in there somewhere that has the USB-A, the big USB. Sometimes when you plug USB-C into something, even if you have the converter to convert it over, it won't charge it because USB-C sometimes needs it to tell it how many volts it wants. So some things just won't charge that way. This is to the little screwdriver that I have. This is actually a lead right there, so it'll write like a pencil also. But you buy this extra. It's another, like, I don't know, $15 or so for the extra bits. They're nice to have though because they're double-sided, so you can see I've got quite an amount of bits in there for it. If you want to see which sizes they are. Okay. Wow, this is going to take forever. Okay. I'll run through some of the quick stuff. I've got this in there and another one in there for pushing out SIM cards in phones. Both work about the same. I've always been partial to this one. I think I pulled this from a hard drive or something or another. I don't remember where I got it from, but any kind of, like, they got those ones they give you with your phone. You're better off just carrying one of those, I guess. Another pair of tweezers. These are famous. A lot of people grab these. They work really great. They are Uncle Bill's Silver Gripper. If you want a pair of tweezers, you will also use tweezers, getting splinters and stuff like that. So this is a sharpener. Ready Edge 60. Works pretty decent. The back here is actually grinds a little bit when you do the... This is a mini spudger to spudge open electronics. If you ever watched any electronics videos, you know what we're talking about. You stick it in the side and you pop open like a laptop if you undo it, and then it's got the electric pops. I mean the plastic pops where you have to like pop it open. This is the little mini sesame. It comes with the big sesame too. Really cool. I like that a lot, actually. I like having the little mini one with me. It works for a lot of different stuff because it'll kind of like pry apart stuff too that you don't want to ruin, you know. So it's really just basically like a lightweight pry tool to not destroy your stuff. This guy is from Temu. I just thought he was really cool. It's kind of my mascot. This bag is from Defy. They're out of Chicago. It's a little one. It's perfect for what I want to do with it. It's got the waterproof zipper. Sorry I don't remember like a lot. I bought a lot of this stuff a long time ago. I believe this bag was maybe like 20, or when I got it, I think I got it on a sale for like 20 something. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't like the ones that are like some ridiculous amount. And then I got also I had to go find these separately, but these are longer screwdriver bits for the screwdriver. These are all things I really use. This one I actually found online on like one of the places that does like the dollar deals or whatever. I just looked for like one of the little screwdrivers, but with the extended bits. These are really hard to find, almost impossible to find. These are the only ones I've ever seen, and they're longer, so you can go down inside of, when you go to take apart like a router or something, like the little screws are inset like, you know, 1.5 inches sometimes. They're just really far in there, and the regular bits that are in here, or even the ones that are in that black bit holder, are way shorter. So I found these longer ones. A lot of people out there that are watching this are going to go, oh my goodness, where'd you find? If I remember, or if I look it up, I'll try to look up the name of it and I'll tell you which one it was, because these are incredibly hard to find. They don't come in this. This was actually a battery pack for a DAC that I bought for my phone. It was supposed to hold a battery, but they just fit in there so well that I put them in there. They just come in like a flat case with a screwdriver. So this is a titanium toothpick, and it is exactly what it's described as, titanium toothpick. Now you gotta be careful with these. I didn't realize when I got it, but titanium, I guess, is probably harder than teeth. So you gotta be real careful using this. You can actually damage your teeth. I would honestly probably not recommend getting a titanium toothpick. This has helped me though too for like when we did graphics at work and there was like a spot that had a bubble under it, I would pierce it and pop the bubble, you know. Oh, I don't want to mix all this stuff up. This all goes in a different bag. Put that off over there. Adapter for A to C. This is adapter for C to C, so you can make a longer C cable. And it does do the high speed. Just comes in handy for different stuff. I've got all these different adapters like that. A to C. This one's C to A. So it's backwards of this one. I don't know why I got two of those in there. That's the same as the other one. Backwards one to that. I guess I don't necessarily need one of those. This is a C cable, a little shorty that'll do video. Not all C cables will do video over C. Hold on a second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I think I scared the animal over here. I'll show him at the end of the video. This is just a bendable one that came with this little video monitor thing that I really like because I use it on my phone. You know, and it's not so much extra. This actually shows how fast something's charging when you plug it in. I don't know if I can quick do. I don't really have something to charge though. Anyway, it shows it shows on there like how fast it's charging, 9 volt, 20 volt, whatever. For stuff that's C. If you put one of these adapters to it, it'll work reasonably well. Showing how fast something's charging. But you could also tell if it is charging. So this actually is really nice to carry for something smaller if you just want to see if something's working. Because you could plug this into it, and if it's C, and it'll bring it up if it's charging or not, instead of having to have the... I have some that are a bigger one, but it's not one that I really carry with me. This is another pick that I made. It's not really something to show. This is the really old, that Max and I call a bat wing connector. We always thought it looked kind of like bat wingy. From C to bat wing. Because every once in a while you find this is a really, really old connector for the old stuff. This is for that little ratchet that I have, so you can put other attachments to it. These I use probably more than almost anything. These I believe are supposed to be nose hair scissors, but I found them in a package. Thrifting, I believe. That or on the Cosmoprof show when I was working at work. One of those two. And I use these all the time for like just like trimming my hair a little bit, or like one beard hair sticking out. I did the shrink, that's just shrink tape that I shrink taped to it. These I use probably more than most everything in here, which is kind of funny. I like having one that's that big, because a lot of the ones they make mobile, oh, that's, I already showed you that. The toothpick. This is really cool, Griffin. They make car charger that's flat. You know, most of these are round, so they're gigantic. I would never carry one normally. This is great if you're like in a friend's car and they don't have like an extra adapter, but there's like, you know, the 12 volt car one. You can still pick these up, I believe. Obviously, just look up Griffin. I haven't used this a ton, but it's just nice to have in a pinch. This I found at a thrift store. It's a little level. I used to work with the level a lot because I was the foreman for hanging signs for in conventions. So I really like this one. It's a little silvery one. This isn't something you'd probably find now, because it's actually, I believe this one could possibly even be antique. It's definitely way past vintage. So, and this is a little mini lighter. I don't remember the weird little company that does all this stuff. Oh, True Light? True? It's like True something. Yeah, it's like True. It's True something, though. I don't think it's just True. Little lighter, you know. Comes in handy. Refills with Roncinol lighter fluid. So that's that bag. This I actually do carry with me sometimes. Not all the time. That goes around your belt and hangs. It's a good one because it won't let loose. I don't always have this one with me, but a lot of the time I do. I do always have the wallet one with me. That's a for sure. And then the key one. And then I have this, sorry, starting to collect stuff there. Orbit key bag. These are expensive, but I found this when my son and I were thrifting out in Boulder City. So it has this one actually has a pull-out bag. So it's a bag in a bag. So if you want to just take just the little stuff with you, you can take that. And then it's got, this is where I keep my microphones. These are fantastic. These Hollyland ones. I would say they're not super cheap, but they actually are cheap, well, inexpensive, I should say, for what they are. And they work great. Mine will actually do USB-C, and then I do have another unit that'll plug in just like stereo jack that can go in there and charge in there. This one doesn't need to charge because your phone powers it. And then you'll see this on my shirt a lot of the time when I'm recording. It's a little microphone. They work fantastic. I do recommend them. Oh, there goes a bunch of stuff. All right. I'm not sponsored by anybody, by the way. I have no sponsors, no money in any way, shape, or form that anyone gives me. Not YouTube, not anybody. All out of pocket. So, any of these brands, I say, you know, they have nothing to do with me. This is actually just another one I found thrifting. It magnets to the back of your phone. You can find these kind of inexpensively now. This one works okay, but I would say it gets really hot. And this does the wireless charging, and it'll magnet if you have the MagSafe, or I'm not MagSafe, whatever the one is for Apple. Listerine, breath mints. This is soap sheets. So when they don't have hand soap at a place, you take this out, put like 2 in your hand, put water, and then basically you get instant soap for your hands. These are fantastic. I love these things. I just barely picked those up recently from Temu. Also from Temu, this is a towel, a hand towel. Drop it in water and it becomes a nice wet towel. And in Las Vegas in the heat, these are great. Pour a little water on it. You could wipe your face, whatever, and then you just this up thrifting. I picked up like 4 pairs of these for $1 a piece. For they're just cheap headphones. I like having those there. It's just like a backup. Anything else in there? No, I guess that's it for inside the Orbit key. Seems like there should have been more. Oh no, here's a little bit more. Just another cord. This is just like for Advil or whatever, dairy pills. Soap towelette instead of just let's call it another small cable that'll actually do USB video over the cable. So that they have to be like 3.2 or so. Some Rolaids because I'm an old guy. This is the holder for the Hollyland microphone if you want to just wear it in a lanyard on your neck. I think that's that for that. Now we can get into a little bit of the one thing that's kind of the absurd. This case didn't come on it. This is for a chapstick. I just like putting it on there. I glued this magnet on the end. It doesn't come with the magnet. But this is actually see if I can get this together without making it take 10 minutes. Not sure how effective it'd really be because it takes so long to put together. And yeah, it is what you're thinking it is. It is a mini grappling hook. Because every superhero has to have a grappling hook. I don't carry this with me all the time, but it's more of a fun thing. Honestly, it's more of a retrieval tool when you have like something that's fallen. I don't know if this is metal, that'll magnetize, but you know, you can go down and pick something up. That one's only partially magnetic. There you go, those are magnetic. So you could retrieve something that fell back behind a wall or something. You can buy this cordage. It does come in all this stuff inside of here I put in there to hold it. You can buy this on any one of those online sites, like I was talking about, like an Amazon or something. And this is supposed to be, yeah, I mean, it is not just supposed to be, but it's really incredibly strong. You just look like blue, you know, EDC twine, and it'll pop up. And I shrink taped that part just so it wouldn't be all sticking out frayed. There's a little S-beaner. I live by these things, you know, having them on all kinds of different stuff. Nighties. S-beaner. What does that say? Oh, micro lock. I was gonna say, I thought one of the places it says Night Eyes. Just so you could see the name. There you go. Night Eyes. So when you go to look for it, because it's a weird spelling, if you want to look for it. Those are cheap. You can buy them in a pack for really inexpensively, and they work great. There's a little lock in the middle. That's why it's made like that. So you turn that lock, and these can open. And if you turn it that way. It keeps them from opening. I'm sure people have seen these by now. They're like very, very common in the EDC community. People buy them like crazy. They work fantastic. Like I said, they're not real expensive. Oh, one of the other things. Here we go. Speaking of that, these are very cool. You can use it to hang stuff up on a wall. Gear Aid. These are the guys that originally made these. Hero Clip. They're called a Hero Clip. And basically, like if you have this on your backpack or something, and you go to use like a urinal or something, you can hang this up on there so you don't have to set your bag on the ground, or when if you get to work and you can have a spot near your desk to hang your stuff up on, and then it folds down into that. This is a little one. I've got some that are probably like that big, like regular carabiner sized. These you can't use for like actually hanging off of or anything. They're not rated for a human weight, but it's I use this all the time. I love the littler ones are better, I think. The big ones are cool if you have like a really big backpack, but they're kind of ungainly. These littler ones, fantastic. Love this thing. And I guess that's it. If I see something I forgot, I will add it in between. But just wanted to show you guys what my everyday carry is. I know it's ridiculous. Do you need any of this stuff? No, you don't. Oh, I forgot there's a zipper in the corner here. I have a little composition book that I had cut down to use for notes. Ginger chews. These, if you have a bad stomach, or like my kid sometimes will get like just his stomach will get upset. These ginger chews are great for or if your wife's pregnant, and she's getting upset stomach. These work like instantly, and it's just ginger. There's nothing else in there. It's literally just ginger. You can see the name there. They sell these at Sprouts or an awful lot of other places. I can't recommend these enough. They're so good. They taste good too, especially if you like ginger. I love ginger. It's kind of like a little tiny bit of like a spicy flavor without the actual heat. But they're amazing if you have a kid that has like a bad stomach or whatever. I use them too all the time if my stomach gets upset. There's a travel mask. These are all in the side pocket of that Orbit key. I bought that Orbit key bag for $5 at a thrift store. I couldn't believe it. It's expensive. I would never buy one normally myself. They're like $70 or something like that. I wouldn't spend that on that bag, I'd wait till I found a decent one or convert one to make it work. Okay, so I did promise you at the end I would show you the creature. So I'm really allergic to cats. We don't own a cat. This is Cotton. He keeps sneaking into the house, but we let him hang out here because it's hot outside. We give him food and water. He likes us. He lets us pet him and stuff. So I don't own a cat, but we have a cat. And he's pretty cool. He brought us a pigeon the other day, which I know is supposed to be a sign of endearment, but yeah. He's a good kitty. Thanks for watching. Hope you were amused. I know it's funny, like you think I carry all this stuff with me, but I don't have it all with me all at one time most of the time. And you don't need barely any of it besides maybe like, the charger for your phone or for testing stuff out to see if it works, or the other cutters, I should just say. A lot of the stuff they will tape shut, but like unfortunately at a thrift store you will have to open it sometimes to make sure it's all in there. I don't know if people want to get mad about that. I mean, you really have no choice. Sometimes you got to do it because a lot of the time you'll open, like a good amount of the time you'll open it up and there'll be a major piece missing. So you do have to like sometimes cut the tape open and look and see what it is. Because I know that might be something people get annoyed with, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't really see shopping at, a thrift store and not doing it, but, like, subscribe. I'll try to get a good thrifting video maybe tomorrow. My wife and kid and I are supposed to go tomorrow, and we'll see if we find anything. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate everybody. And goodbye.